It's Chioma, everybody!
Hello. Lovely to be here.
Girl, you are too much. What does your role as a casting researcher entail?
So I'm a casting researcher, which means that I find people to come on TV shows. So people can either apply for a show, which is easy for me, and then we kind of pick out people from people who've applied, or the more difficult shows, we find people. So that's through social media or street casting, or we'll literally just approach people on the street. So either way, whether you've got applicants or you approach people, you can have a chat with them, find out a bit more about them, figure out what their story is, who they are, what they do, their personality, all that kind of stuff. And if you like them, then normally you'll audition them. So that's either in real life or by a Skype call. Both of them are recorded, so Skype call recorded, the audition will be filmed, and you edit them down into short clips, and then you send them off to basically the bosses, the big bosses, and they choose their favourite people to come onto the show. So that's essentially what I do. I work on a range of shows.
Why did you decide to become involved in TV production?
When I was younger, I used to really like making YouTube videos with my friends, and just making general stupid videos. And so in my head, I was oh, so I must love to work in TV. I didn't do TV production at uni. I did philosophy because I just really liked philosophy as well. But through university, it was always the back of my mind. Obviously, you can't get any jobs from philosophy, and I knew that TV might be a good option for me.
When did you make a start in your career?
It was the end of third year. Had no job prospects, hadn't applied for anything, didn't know what I was going to do. Still had the idea of working in TV. I thought I also kind of didn't want to do advertising as well. It was kind of an either or thing for me. I'd done some TV stuff at Warwick. I was part of Warwick TV, University Society, but I wasn't sure at all. So then I applied for a bunch of internships with Creative Access, and they're basically a non-profit organisation which helps black and ethnic minorities kind of get into just creative industries, because obviously there's not a lot of us in TV or other creative industries, so that's what the organisation's for. So I applied for a few of those, and I managed to get an internship in Manchester at the TV production company, and I was there for 6 months, and that's how I kick-started my career, and I've just been in TV ever since.
So what are the top 3 skills that you need to work as a casting researcher?
Be very curious about people and who they are, how a person became who they are, how they feel about things, what motivates them, and all things like that. Good storyteller, getting to know a lot about a person, and then kind of moulding that into a story that people can relate to while watching a TV show. But you kind of have to listen to everything they've told you, and then understand how you can make this a neat narrative that kind of will make sense to people at home, and something that's gonna provoke some sort of emotion in people, whether that's something funny or something sad. Be good at chatting, I would say. So you're normally the first person people kind of talk to on the show when you're working in casting. So you just kind of have to make sure people kind of like you and they're excited about taking part, because oftentimes they're not paid, so you have to kind of keep people motivated so they want to be in the show.
What's been one of the biggest challenges for you during your career so far, and what did you learn from this?
One of my biggest challenges was working on the sex clinic. It's a show about people getting STI tested basically on TV, so not a lot of people wanted to actually do it, so it was difficult to cast. So you just always have to be ready for dropouts, especially with casting. It's most of the time people aren't paid for their contribution, and they have no commitment to you, so we don't nothing happens to them if they don't turn up. It's something happens to us, we don't have our slots filled, but nothing happens to them. So you always just have to make sure you keep people super on board, and even then people can drop out. So make sure you have super backups and you have ideas on what you're gonna do when no one turns up.
What's your ultimate career goal?
Maybe kind of getting into presenting at some point, but I'm not completely sure, but I do enjoy casting, so I would like to go up in the casting world.
What advice do you have for young women who aspire to get into TV?
I mean, obviously, if they're kind of an ethnic minority, I would 100% advise Creative Access, because that was so helpful for me. And other young women, I would just advise them for like during the summer holidays, at uni, or even before uni, even if you're like in college or sixth form, just try and get some running jobs, even if they're like day running jobs, just so you can kind of get an idea of what TV's like. And also, just while you're there, just be super like fun and really helpful. Always ask people if they need any like aid or anything, and TV is all about contacts, so you know, it's good to know people because they can help you get your next job too. So I would just say, just apply for as many running jobs as you can, day running jobs, get on the TV Facebook groups, and just, you know, just try and get like your foot in the door. I think with TV, the most difficult part is just getting your foot in the door, and once you're there, it's okay. They have day running jobs that come up literally at 10 p.m. when the shoot's the next morning. And if you're just always checking on the groups, you can find that slot, and they'll be like, yeah, sure, come tomorrow. And you know, you'll get a little cash, and you'll also get like some experience, which will be so helpful, and it will give you stuff to put on your CV. It'll get your name out.
Thanks for joining me in today's Career Corner, Chi. Where can people find you?
Thanks for having me, TC. If you guys could follow me on Instagram at Lambrini Mammy, that would be dreamy. And thanks so much. I will see you soon. Maybe, probably won't. Bye.